Now I had to go talk to Patty. I had given a promise of forever, and now I was thinking of risking that forever I had promised her. Only she had the right to tell me no, not to do anything, and to stick to the promise I had made to her. I told her all I felt. I told her to tell me no. It was her right. I have to give this respect to Patty Eli. She loved me, and she had proven that to me when I told her everything and what I was feeling I had to do. I told her, Patty, I promise you forever and a life with me. I'm about to risk it all. You and only you have the right to tell me right here and now, don't do it, and I won't. And we will just go on with our plans, with the Air Force and our marriage and our life together. I'll tell them, I'm sorry guys, I can't save you this time. I had left them with money in their pockets and had told them that I was done and owed them nothing anymore. Whatever road they chose to go down was their free choice, not mine. She thought for a moment and then she told me, I love you. I've always loved you and I want to marry you and be with you forever. But I know you, Rick. And if I tell you not to do what you feel you have to do to try to help Tony and Dorian, your two best friends, you will regret it. And you will hold it against me if I stop you. I don't want to lose you. And I'm telling you right now that if you go to prison, I won't be able to stand that. It will destroy me. So I hope you're as good as what you say you've been doing all this time as you're promising me you are. Because I won't tell you not to do what I know you believe you have to do. I'm giving you your freedom to make your own choice. You decide what you think you have to do. Please don't get caught. I mean it, Rick. I couldn't take it if you went to prison. I was so proud of her because I knew what she was risking, not to stop me from doing what I felt compelled to do to try to save my friends. I had brought them into the crime lifestyle with me and had left them addicted to it. I grabbed her and kissed her and promised I wouldn't get busted. I would be careful, very careful. I'll just do this one thing and never commit another crime. I'll get away with it, I always do. We'll be married and we will leave this all behind us and we will live happily ever after. We made love and for the first time I was certain and sure I really did love her. I went to Jimmy and Satin and told them everything the lawyer had told me and told them that if I helped them, we'd do it my way. And the one condition was that no matter how much money we get, everyone has to agree 10,000 goes to Dorian and Tony's cause. Even if that's all we get. Everyone agreed and I told them first, flush that shit you guys are planning. It won't bring in enough money and it's too risky. Second, wait for me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna case a couple of spots that I think we can rob the easiest for the most money. Everyone agreed. After they left and I was alone with Satin, I asked her what had happened to the bank we had set up before I left. Why didn't Filippelli, our bail bondsman, get them out? We had him on retainer of $5,000. She got nervous and told me she had taken the retainer back from him. The gang had agreed because everyone had needed money, and she got the retainers back from both the lawyer and the bail bondsman. Something told me she was lying about everyone agreeing and how the split went down. Then she did something that should have set alarms off in me. She started getting jealous about Patty and how I was bailing on her to marry someone who didn't deserve a man like me. She started talking shit about Patty and about how I was weak and had become pussy whipped by an airhead blonde with big tits. I don't know why, but when she challenged my manhood and telling me I was pussy whipped, I bit. I grabbed her by her throat and told her, ain't no bitch or pussy ever gonna pussy whip me, bitch. And you, of all people, should know this. As hard as you tried to control me with your sex, I had never been violent with her before like this. Instead of scaring her, it seemed to turn her on. She reached down, grabbed my crotch and said, prove it to me. This threw me off. What the fuck did she mean, prove it to her? I said, what do you mean, prove it to you? How am I supposed to prove it to you? I was standing there with my hand around her throat. She had my dick and balls in the grip of her hand, and she challenged me with her eyes and with her next words out of her mouth. She began to massage my penis and balls through my slacks and said, fuck me right now. I thought this broad's crazy, but there was that look in her eyes, the same look she had the first time we ever met, and she told me, I've heard about you. I asked her how my fucking her right now was gonna prove to her that I wasn't weak or pussy whipped. She had this evil smile as she continued massaging my crotch and said, "If you can't fuck me right now, then it's because she has you whipped. And you're not the same Rick Riley you used to be." I squeezed her throat and put my face inches from hers, and I told her, "Ain't no bitch ever gonna control me or change me. And if you ever speak Patty's name again, it had better be with respect. I'm gonna marry her. If I ever think you're thinking of doing anything against her, I'm gonna kill you. You stay away from her, you evil sick bitch. Do you hear me?" She nodded yes, and I shoved her against the wall and ripped the top off her house gown down to her hips. Her big silicone tits popped out naked. I crushed my lips against hers, even biting her lips as I tore the rest of her gown off her. I threw her now naked body down on her bed, and she lay there naked on her bed. I spread her legs apart as I began to unbuckle my pants, getting undressed. I looked down at her and she was excited. This was what she wanted. I told her, "I'm gonna teach you once and for all, bitch, just who the fuck I am." She was pinching her swollen nipples, sucking on them and rubbing her pussy, sticking her own fingers inside herself, looking up at me like a bitch in heat. As I stood there beside her bed, now naked, hard and erect, I was stroking my own penis just as she was fingering and rubbing herself, saying, "Show me, baby. Fuck the shit out of me. Prove it to me that young dumb blonde hasn't pussy whipped you." What followed was too X-rated to even describe. I was like an animal intent on complete and absolute sexual domination of this dangerous, sexy, evil bitch. I now felt fear and worry for the first time over what she could and might do behind my back to my poor innocent fiance, Patty, once I was gone to basic training. I needed to tame this unbroken, wild, evil woman right here and right now, in this bed, or die trying. At the same time, she was trying to use all her nasty sexual prowess and experience to convince me that she was the only woman who was once woman enough to handle and satisfy the real me, the real tiger that I really was in this jungle world in which we were the predators of. It was wild and it was crazy. It seemed that the harder and rougher I was with her, the more excited and pleased she got. I dominated her with all my body, fire, passion, and rage. She worshipped my body as if I were her angel fallen from heaven just to satisfy and complete her. Time stood still. It was hours, not minutes, and it was multiple orgasms, not just for her, but for me too. In the end, she was like a little kitten, satisfied and full, purring beside me. She had gotten up to go make me something to eat and to drink, and as I rolled over to get up and get dressed, I remember feeling guilt and shame, thinking of my poor loyal Patty waiting for me at home. But I had to make sure she would be safe from this dangerous, evil woman. I had made a pact with Satin, for better or for worse, that began with the spilling of blood and would end one day with the blood of my murdered mother. After I had showered and dressed and ate the food she had prepared and drank the drink she had poured, I told her once again before I left, "You treat Patty with respect and you leave her alone. Do you understand me?" She assured me that she wasn't jealous and that I could have my little square girl wife as long as every now and then I remembered to satisfy her. What she did not know was that I no longer trusted or believed in her. All I was doing was trying to keep the peace to get the job done, get the money to help my friends, go into the Air Force in a few weeks, and take Patty with me as soon as I finished basic training and hopefully never see Satin again. Little did I know that this psychotic bitch did not intend to ever let me just ride away into the sunset with some other girl.